headline, oh, it's just perfect timing. Feds drop $500,000 on glitzy galas for bureaucrats. Let me just read a paragraph before I call in Franco. Cameras flashing as honored guests strut down a red carpet. Catered menus featuring charcuterie, cured Arctic char, and duck prosciutto. Speechwriters and lavish venue rentals. Trophies made of antique gold, clear crystal, and beveled black glass. It's not the Oscars, not the Golden Globes, not even the Junos. It is the Public Service Award of Excellence. Joining us now to talk about how the public service is just taken after their boss is our friend Franco Terrazzano, the director of the Canadian Taxpayers Federation. They're living in their own world, and it's a luxury world, and things have never been better, richer, fatter, comfier in that world. To heck with what ordinary Canadians are going through. Franco, tell us what this is all about. What are these glitzy galas, and why are you and I not invited?
Well, yeah, you're right. We're not invited, but we sure are picking up the tab, aren't we? I mean, we're laughing because if you don't laugh, you have to cry, because this story is just so outrageous. The feds have dropped about 476,000 smackers since 2012, so that's over a decade, on these award shows, okay? And they're supposed to be celebrating the excellence within the public service, if I could even say that, when these government departments can't even meet half of their own performance targets. Now, folks, we're going to dive into the details here, but let me just give you kind of the big picture here. $500,000 for these bureaucrats to show up and get these very fancy awards. Some of the menus that we've seen in recent years show these fancy feasts, these fancy foods, all paid for by you. But let me just start with the last 2 years. So over the past 2 years, these award shows that these bureaucrats pat each other on the back over, at a time when so many Canadians struggled during government lockdowns, during government-induced inflation, during small businesses closing down, during people losing their jobs. While all that was happening, they dropped over the past 2 years $118,000 on these award shows for themselves. And folks, the big part of the bill here are these fancy trophies worth $80,000. They dropped on trophies over $80,000. Ezra, one last stat here. I'm a number cruncher. One last stat here. The trophies over the last decade have cost taxpayers $240,000.
You know, we have the Rebby Awards here at Rebel News, and we get these fun, like, part of the fun is that they're little and goofy and they're sort of cheesy. It's like when you're a kid and you get like a bowling award in third place. I think we spend maybe $20 on each of them, including engraving. It's the fun of it. It's just I can't believe like that's what a real Oscar would cost. Like it. I mean, next year
you're lost for words, Ezra.
Oh my!
They did the unthinkable, Ezra. Even you're lost for words because of their crazy spending. Isn't that something else?
Oh my! I didn't realize that. I knew they were having gourmet meals, and I'm looking at your press release here about, and frankly, the menu sounds delicious. These folks really are partying like rock stars. This is the rock star life. This is, you know, a pop music star. This really, when you start off by talking about the Oscars or the Junos, that's where you would expect this kind of luxury menu. This is so out of touch with the times for the public service. They aren't servants at all. They're our masters, and we're just paying for it.
Yeah, it really sounds like public servant in name only, right? It really feels like you work hard so that you can pay their lavish work lifestyle and fund their big bloated paychecks, right? So who is serving who? I think that's a question to leave in everyone's mind. Now, you mentioned the menus. Let me read you the menu from 2019, or a proposed menu from 2019. Charcuterie, curd, Arctic char, smoked and candied salmon, smoked trout, pork terrine. I don't even know what that is, but it's probably fancy. and duck prosciutto. Folks, in 2019, they had a literal red carpet. Isn't that nice, right? They had a photographer for a flashy photo shoot, all that fun stuff. Now, out of all the different details in this, which are truly absurd, Ezra, you want to know which one, for some reason, I'm just so upset about?
Go ahead.
Is in 2022,
yeah,
their annual party for themselves in 2022 was $37,000. Okay, that's enough to make you mad. What makes me so frustrated is the fact that they expensed mileage.
I was just going to say, go ahead, finish it.
They expense mileage for 165 local employees.
Local employees, just to get up, drive to their own party, they got paid to do. That is not normal, by the way. That's not normal to pay someone to come to work. That's just not, and this is to come to their own gala. That's not normal. I don't think that's normal.